Yes.
Drankster.
Look at this awesome beer.
That's so gay with an H.
Look
So
at
is this
my
beer,
horse.
but
My horse
somehow-
is amazing.
Two
Oh,
of these
wait,
beers
wait.
got in my car.
Top cake.
So I guess I have to drink them like this.
Oh, you're
Let's
drinking
see.
Back's beer, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Wait,
that
they
beer that was
took them
gifted
with you.
to me
I thought
by
they
my
gave them
dad.
back.
No,
What's
they,
it about?
there were apparently there were still two in my cool box. So
Oh wait,
they-
that must have been me.
Cool.
I'm trying to poison you.
Ah,
Yes.
and it's still fucking awful. Wow, this is the blandest beer that exists. But I'm gonna drink it because
It doesn't matter, it's poison, it's still fucking awful.
Usually people that drink beer don't really care.
Well, what about
I
beer
care.
that drinks people?
But you know, this is Radio Rothingham. It's the least professional podcast on the internet. So we also drink the least professional beer on the planet.
No.
Okay, let's see what we
Okay, I'm
have.
sure there is beer more awful than, let's see, Perlenburg.
How much did you
Beers.
say it cost? Half a penny?
That is not real vodka.
This beer is like 50 cents per can.
Well, this
Plastic
beer
font.
was made to be affordable by Czech people.
I don't know.
What are you talking about, Buck? We don't buy beer, we just brew.
The moonshine.
They brew
No,
it,
Asta,
then they
that's,
actually...
not, that's something different.
Here's how it works in Czech Republic.
If
They-
you lived here, Asta, you would know the exact
Yeah,
difference
you see
between
the
beer and
Czech-
moonshine.
the
Beer is a highly specialized thing. Moonshine is something you do in a barn.
You see, the people of the Czech Republic, they make a shit ton of beer, they export all of it, and then they import it again. And then
Is it
they are
true?
the people in Europe that drink the most beer per capita. That's how it works, right? That makes sense.
So they brew the beer, they export it, and then bring it back again.
No,
Just like the
no,
HP sauce.
no,
Yeah, so-
that's not true. We actually import the shittier beer from other countries.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. So, you know, they have like this giant Russia industrial-sized pipeline going into Germany. Like, they just keep Germany alive by infusing it with their beer. And then,
You
know,
you forgot one small detail, Artrix.
the wagons, you know, the cattle wagons full of German beer that's being imported into Czech Republic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the thing is, Germany has so much beer production. Like even the area where I live in has plenty of breweries.
I didn't see any breweries.
Yeah, but back, if your area has so many breweries, why didn't you bring some?
That
Well,
is
to
a
be
very,
fair,
very good question.
like Bitburger, you can buy it in any fucking store if you want to, but you didn't want
Bitburger
to buy
doesn't
it.
count. It's well,
Yeah, but
okay,
that's
to be,
but
be
yeah,
fair-
that's in my
okay, okay.
region. Yeah.
well, it
But-
kind of is.
wait,
It's still
wait.
like a solid 100 kilometers from you, if not more. But yes, it is in your general vicinity. Yes,
But is it a part of your origins?
yes.
We should do a DLC for Buck. Buck Origins.
About 25 years ago, in the Bitburg factory, a tragic accident happened when Mr. Bergbit was trying to create the perfect little beer. But when he was
Made
creating
back
the
instead.
concoction, he accidentally dropped chemical back.
Was 26.
And that's how the Power Pack Back Boys were born.
That's awful.
He accidentally dropped a toddler into the beer.
More like a baby. Like Beck's parents went on vacation to Bitburg with their 1-year-old Beck, and they were like, "Hey,
Back
let's go to
baby."
let's go to the Bitburger factory." So that like just standing there with their Beck.
It is sad how not far away from the truth you actually are.
Wait, your parents actually went to the Bitburg factory?
No, not from Bitburg, but the thing is, like, my dad used to work at this distillery that like produced alcohol, like this high percentage stuff, and it got either became like spirit to drink, or like
Or a shoe
or
cleaner.
they sent a they sent a high percentage alcohol to other factories that made it into technical alcohol for other
Exactly.
applications. But yeah.
In Russia, there's no
Since it
difference
was
between those.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, when I was kid, he took me a few times to that factory too.
And that's how Beck became an alcoholic. With drinking
No,
no
that-
beer at all.
That's how
Except
Buck
for-
became an alcohol.
Yes. Maybe that's why you don't drink beer that much, because,
Doesn't
you're
need it.
already alcohol.
If you
Exactly.
can't talk, you don't drink beer either.
She does.
No, you don't.
Well,
Oh, he
see-
does,
see-
and then
see-
after a few of them, he's like, didn't seep into his chest, like,
And it's like,
can't
I
drink
drank an
anymore."
entire pint of Erdinger tonight. That's me done.
To be fair, I did drink a bit more than that. But yes.
Well, I
was-
remember a night where we were kind of very tipsy
Remember.
at the
Yeah.
least.
He had two.
When
that night.
when we were looking at the stars and you were like being all this philosophical. I mean, I was doing my long-term exposures also like after 3 beers or something.
Yeah, I was like those stoner guys, except with beer. So it's like, yeah, stars, man,
Yeah.
stars.
Well, at least it was beer.
Stars.
Yeah, at least it was beer, so it's socially accepted. I mean, if you were like nightly, then yeah.
Well, it's not his fault that random women come up to him in clubs and put drugs under his tongue. Come on.
Not at all.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
does sound like a typical day in the life of Knightley. Also, hi Knightley. I hope you enjoy. Don't mind us talking about you on this public podcast that everyone can listen about. Speaking of which, for starters, hello you guys. Welcome to a new episode of Radio Rothingham.
No.
Wait, we're
No.
recording?
Yes, we're already recording.
God damn it.
We've been recording for like 5 minutes.
You have confused Astra.
Yeah,
Yes.
It was
you're
super
the worst
effective.
human being possible.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Mhm.
And
So
good
yeah.
night,
Listen to
Los
the-
Angeles.
Now listen to the sounds of me opening cheap beer.
That truly
Sounds
sounded like the
horrible.
cheapest beer.
Wow,
It's probably the exact same beer that I'm having
Yes,
since.
premium
yeah,
book.
it's this.
He had
yeah,
a
from the
palate
same
work.
trade.
Hey, he gave him a case of it and we didn't touch him.
Yeah, my okay. I think this needs a bit of a preface because everyone listening right now is probably completely confused. So here's a
There's
little
people
explanation.
listening.
Yes.
So what's
Well,
the
not many
difference
of them,
every
but
other
there are.
time?
Just
So,
let them imagine something.
yes,
Something nice.
So
Something they like.
so
A meadow full of
So-
beer.
So not Back's beer then.
no. Well, unless it's a meadow full of Beck's beer, but they're empty cans that are crushed, and they're being processed for recycling. But since they're all green, you can sort of arrange them to make them look like a meadow.
That's an awful idea.
Yeah,
That's
no,
how
that's not good.
recycling was born.
Yes. Anyways, everyone but Xaverius was, in France, and we did not die in some horrible terrorist attack.
Unfortunately.
But
I was
the
looking
moment-
forward to it.
The moment my mom heard that you're in France, she labeled you all Muslims.
Hmm.
So you are a Muslim now, Artrix. How
No,
does
I'm
it
not.
make you feel?
Your mom's just incorrect.
Let me just get on my burqa.
No, you can't. They're banned in France.
Yeah.
You're only in French. You're only in French. You're
Well, at
only
least I didn't have to.
in French. You're only allowed to wear a burkini. And they decided to extend the equality, but also requiring all guys to wear a speedo in
Yes.
the swimming pool. Like
And
if you go-
and a turban.
Yeah. It was glorious.
apparently there's a blanket rule in France that says no, you cannot wear those trunks in our swimming pools. You have to, you
horrible
have to
rental
use a
speedos.
speedo.
Yeah.
I didn't mind at all. It was actually kind of lewd.
I'm sure the women seeing you didn't mind this either.
They were like, I don't mind this at all.
Oh fuck. Oh jeez, I really feel sorry for you. Just like, lady comes out of the office, like, yeah, you can wear these. It's like horrible grayish blue speedos. Like, right, okay. Have fun with that. I just walked off, got changed. It's like, hey, I just had to take my shorts off. You have to wear these horrible second-hand speedos.
You can take your shorts off. Kinky.
Yes.
But yeah, Panboy, to the Bakphoon, the Astra, and yours truly all went
That means
to...
Artrix.
And yes, me, the Artrix. We all went to a little thing we dubbed ArtrixCon 2016.
I mean, you dubbed it ArtrixCon 2016. Fascist.
Yes, I was pretty much a little fascist
ArtrixCon.
Yeah.
ArtrixCon the current year.
Yes, ArtrixCon the current year. So we all went to a little town named Niederbronn-les-Bains, which is which is in France and does not have any nightlife whatsoever.
Wait, but does it have cheese?
Yes.
That's the smelliest of cheese.
That's a French town. Good.
We also discovered that Beck probably likes cheese more than I do.
He ate more than cheese and the consumption of all of us.
Yeah, like I ate like maybe a few slices every day, but he had like cheese on top of his cheese. It was like, I'm having this sandwich, so it's got Gouda on it, but I'll also put some brie on it, just for good measure.
And how many slices do you want? Skip the slices. I'm going to take a break.
Well, he did buy a brick of cheese one time.
Did we?
No, I don't think we did. Well, we got the brie, but
an entire brick of brie.
Yes.
Brie.
Bric-a-brac.
Well, I could have bought a brick of Leerdammer, and then he could have not just had a slice, but just the entire cheese. Just
wedged the entire thing onto your sandwich. Like, yeah, this is one sandwich, an entire wheel of cheese.
You just take a loaf of bread or a baguette in France, I guess, and then veg the cheese veg into it.
Yes. Well, and the baguettes are even more suited for that because they already have kind of that shape. So, yeah, that would have been perfect. We should have done that. Then again, we could have also just stuffed it with brie, like just cut that brie in half and just wedge that shit into the baguette. And
This
it would have been glorious. So yeah, we basically spent 2 weeks camping in frickin' France. We also went into Germany a few times. It was glorious.
It was hot.
Yes,
Very hot.
It was almost if it was summer.
I burned my fucking shoulders because of it.
Yes, you did.
Good job.
So did I. My skin is still sort of
I
shedding
offered
off.
you after sun. I offered you sun cream. Yeah, you took the sun cream. We're like, no, I'm good. I'm fine for the after sun.
Why would you offer him a cream made of sun, Astra?
We were trying to get away from the sun. We just got burned. You're just giving us more sun in a jar. What do you think we are? Some kind of masochists?
Yes.
Or is it sadist?
Also, I was actually doing quite fine. Like, yes, I was a bit burned, but I wasn't dying or anything.
Just a bit.
I was like,
Yeah,
you
you were burned. Like
I'm
we were walking around in Karlsruhe, and you were like, God damn, I'm completely burned. Like my skin is
and
on
I
fire.
was slightly shift about it. Only slightly.
There's flames coming off my shoulders. You need to do something about it.
You're so cool.
Your notion of slightly miffed is a little off, Astra. You're positively fuming. Actually, I think is
I
the.
was, yes.
She is British. They keep
Oh, it's like
underestimating
myth
stuff.
is like really pissed off It's just our way of saying
Yeah.
I'm slightly annoyed.
That's what British do. It's like there was this battalion in the Second World War, and they were getting shelled by the artillery. So they called their American allies and were like, "We have a slight problem here, mate." And then the Americans was like, "Well, it's a slight problem. We are not going to send reinforcements." And then the British battalion nearly died because they were in deep trouble. But they said it Britishly.
Yep.
Speaking of which, we actually did go to the Mignon line, which was like the fortification that France built in an attempt to hold off the Germans.
What? A mini online?
That's
Yes.
Mignon line. That's what I.
No, minions. It was a line of minions.
You mean
but I
Maginot?
just-
You mean Maginot?
Yeah,
line?
Maginot. Yeah, Maginot.
Maginot line.
Yes.
Oh.
That's a different word than minion.
Well, they did have a lot of minions though. Like, just every other 20 meters was a fucking minion.
Even the scarecrow was made out of minion.
Like,
So that's why they lost.
you know, instead of actually using soldiers and whatnot, they just use minions. And as it turns out, minions do not make good soldiers.
No.
I did not expect this.
But
How
yeah,
could this happen?
it was pretty cool. Like,
Okay.
it was literally cool because it was kind of chilly down there.
Yeah.
It,
For
it
you.
wa- it was cold in the giant underground base.
Smelt stale.
That's
It's
all the
dark.
corpses.
Oh yeah, there's the minion.
Minion corpses.
I think Back is sharing pictures with Astra
Yeah.
that the rest of us cannot see.
No, I shared in the Radio Rothingham.
Are you sharing minion porn?
Maybe it's porn for you.
Well, I'm
For
pretty
the
sure
French, it's a
that-
cruel reality.
I'm pretty damn sure that someone on this planet is currently into minion porn.
And they are probably on DeviantArt and drawing it and have a giant gallery of favorites.
Please don't.
Nothing but minion porn. Yes.
Yeah.
And Astra just discovered the horrors of the internet.
Yeah.
Astra, don't you know the rule of the internet? If it exists, there's minions of it.
Oh,
Yes.
we should make a new rule for
Unfortunately.
that.
So there's a minion of my index finger.
Yes.
What's the rule about pony? Wasn't it like rule 63 or something? Like if it exists, there's a pony version of it.
Well, Artrix, the
It's
first
a pony
rule of
version
the
of my index finger.
rules of the internet. They make no sense.
That's very
And-
true.
There's an interchangeable number of them. Yes, that's two rules, but they are actually one rule because I just said so.
Oh,
and
so you
that's
just
how- that's
created
how-
rule number 1 of the internet. Is that
No.
what you said? Oh.
It just existed. It always existed.
Most of these rules always existed, just no one bothered writing them down.
Exactly.
Anyway.
And then there was some interference.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Someone's interfering. Well, I don't know who's causing the interference.
Probably
Who's
Astra.
causing the interference?
No, it's not Astra because whenever she talks, I don't hear the buzzing.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Buzz?
Is it
No.
you, Buck?
I don't think so.
It's intermittent.
It's
That's awful.
It ain't me.
Artrix. Blame
No.
you.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I hear it too.
Let's blame you.
I can't hear.
Well, that's what you've been doing during the entire course of Artrix Con. that
Well.
was Artrix
Yep,
Con.
yep.
me.
We blamed the weather. We blamed the shitty beer.
Yeah, blame the women.
No, the
No.
shitty beer was Back's fault.
No.
Yes.
Only the first bottles. Like
You
the
failed
six-
your duty as a chairman.
But the cans are not my fault.
No,
that's so
it was
true.
his dad's fault, which by
Yes.
proxy is his fault.
Exactly.
Yes, because we went to this camping and my parents got wind of it, and they also went on vacation. So we're like, you know what? Let's go annoy the shit out of our son. You know, he's camping with his friends over in France. We'll just go there for a few days.
It actually sounds like
no.
a good idea.
So yeah, like a few days down the line, they arrived, and then we're like, you know what? Let's have a barbecue. Why the fuck not? And my dad was like, okay.
Hello,
I'll bring
Artrix! And you were like, I'm no Artrix anymore. I'm Le Artrix now.
Le Artrix. And
Artrix.
those few days were enough to completely Frenchify me. Like the 2% Frenchman in me had all the chance to completely flourish, and
burst out of his chest like one of those xenomorphs.
you know, by 3 days down the line, I was already going.
No more. I'm 86% Frenchman.
Also, le fromage and all that good stuff.
Fromage, percent French.
Yes.
Anyway, so my dad was like, okay, that sounds like an idea, and I'll bring some booze. But, you know, we already got some booze, so we were kind of good. But then
Let's just bring more booze.
he brought more booze. And as it turns out, it was the cheapest booze you could get at Lidl. Like, this shit tier, whatever it's called.
More or less piss water in a can.
It's got no flavor whatsoever. It's just beer. Beer in the loosest sense of the word. But yeah, I think I was gonna talk about something. I want to segue into it, but it failed completely. Keeping up with, you know, the tradition of Radio Rothingham being the least professional podcast on the internet. So I'll bring it up anyways. So, apparently YouTube is doing this thing that will completely fuck us over. Like, Radio Rothingham is doomed because of YouTube's new policies. I think Panboy knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I do.
Okay, maybe you should tell us about it.
But you wanted to. You were just saying the words.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll
He said the words.
So apparently, YouTube is in another one of those. We want to be family friendly.
Well, fuck
faces.
that shit.
They're like, yeah, you can't use swear words anymore, and you can also not be mean to people, and no violence, and no sexual themes, and you can't do it anymore.
Fuck me gently with a chainsaw. What these cock gobbers wanna do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people got upset about it. So yeah, Radio Rothingham is completely fucked because we'll miss out on the 2 cents that we've made so far on video monetization.
2 cents is also money. You can have like a morsel of cheese.
Yes.
Or my share.
Like maybe a split second of power to your house.
Yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
Where's my share?
okay, Panboy just gave it to you in the form of electricity.
No.
That's probably like a kilosecond of power per year.
Yes. I talked in such a way that you actually got power to your house.
That's not how energy transference works.
It
It
is on the internet.
Yes. It's e-power.
No,
It's like e-fame.
Unacceptable. Dungeon.
Okay. Where can exchange the
Christ.
dungeon for goods and services?
You can't. It's a bunch of dungeon.
Mm.
But yes, YouTube has increased their terms of service to include basically everything you could ever say about any subject whatsoever and made it illegal.
Sounds great.
To be more specific, they've said inflammatory comments about people. Actually, no. They said anything offensive. They said you can't talk about sensitive subjects like war and politics because that would probably hurt someone's feelings.
Can you talk about penises?
Well, basically, they said their excuse is like these things are not advertiser friendly, which I don't really understand. Advertisers want to be on the videos that are popular because then the advertiser will get seen. Nothing sexually explicit, which I think was already against the rules, but I think they've made it so vague that you could say that anything was sexually explicit now.
This video is sexually explicit right now because you can see Daisy's boobies.
I possess a penis.
Yes.
Now we're going to be
That's
banned.
very sensitive. Penises are pretty sensitive.
Oh my god!
I'm offended.
I have a penis too. That's annoying. Yeah, just by being a guy, I guess we already sexualized shit out of this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, okay, so we already got boobies, we got penises, and even this hand that is probably can be construed as sexual in some way.
Yes.
All of these things are basically against the rules now.
Yep. So yeah, no monetization for Radio Rothingham. Well, to be fair, they already kind of did it to some of our videos, and I think I've just discovered why. Because apparently YouTube looks at the video title, and if it's anything even remotely controversial, like the Paris attacks, for instance, they were like...
That's exactly what it does. Like, you have a Muslim in your title, or Islam, or brown, and you're out.
Oh yeah, that's another part of our wording. They say any controversial issues will get you tagged.
Yes.
What the fuck is controversial? Everything's goddamn controversial.
This has been going for months now, though. At least
I know, but
the Muslims.
It just really blew up on YouTube recently when people started noticing that their videos have been taken down for unclear reasons.
I wonder why.
Because it happened to a popular YouTuber, of course.
Popular YouTuber.
Wasn't
people.
it PewDiePie that was hit by this?
I believe it's happened to PewDiePie and several others.
Real person. Not at all.
No, I agree. PewDiePie's not a real person. But it's happened to him, and it's happened to many other people.
Yes, and by yes, I mean no.
Well, that's sexually confusing, Zav. I don't know what point we're at in our relationship now. Am I supposed to push on with that, or message unclear? Please resend.
Maybe.
Oh my.
Well, just that one, exchange will get us tagged probably.
Nice.
Probably.
And then we won't
Here's the thing, though. Apparently, they're mostly just the automatic thing is just scanning tags. I don't think anyone's actually reading. I don't know. Well, honestly, I don't know, but I suspect nobody's actually watching these videos and manually tagging anything.
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, the videos, for the Radio Rothingham videos that have been disabled for monetization were all videos where the title explicitly mentioned terrorism or some other recent thing, which are unfortunately very plentiful in the past year.
So basically every video, yes?
No, not all videos actually contained, reference to the attacks.
Oh, but I was trying so much.
Yes, but they don't actually listen to the content. They just look at the title, and if it says something like Paris attacks, they're like, yep, not gonna be monetized.
Yeah, they should use the same software they use for recognizing songs. Just tune it to the word Muslim.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they did that, then we would not have 2 cents revenue.
But I need my picosecond of power.
Well,
Very
to
important
be
to
fair,
us.
in Czech Republic, that would probably buy you a month's worth of power.
No, it will buy you a picosecond.
Okay, cool.
Our time is not so inflated as other countries.
Oh yeah, the Czech time is still very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
In Western
It's
countries,
it's not like Polish time.
So what's the exchange rate of Polish power related to Czech power time?
Like 7, at
7.
least.
So 1 Czech second is equal to 7 Polish seconds. Is that what
Exactly.
you say?
And
This all makes perfect sense. Trust me.
That's why we use them for roadworks.
That's why you use Polish workers to build your roads.
Because
Exactly.
they're cheaper, obviously.
Yeah, they work more seconds in a second.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense, I guess.
But here's the thing, they're not actually deleting YouTube videos.
No. They're just
They are-
disabling monetization.
Yeah, which is almost as bad, really.
Yeah. Especially, for people that really... Radio Rothingham is just this dumb thing we do for the lols. But for some people, it legitimately is their bread and butter.
Yeah, for some
So-
people, Radio Rothingham is their bread and butter.
Wait, it is for you?
No.
Oh.
No, but you said the sentence in such a way that it could be interpreted as such.
Oh.
The way you made that statement, it sounded like you were saying you were making your livelihood off this.
Yes, I'm making my livelihood off this retarded podcast. Yes.
Yes.
I make so much bank off our 20 subscribers.
I do too.
Yeah.
That picosecond, that's all I needed.
Yeah, exactly. You can pay 7 Polish workers second of time for that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, if I had all those Polish workers working for me for all the time, I could have easily had commissioned this feature film, animated movie.
Yes.
It would have been awesome. It would have
And
had-
you could distribute the work easily. Like you could have a Polish worker that would draw just hands, and a Polish worker that would draw just noses.
Hmm?
Do the Polish do that? Just draw noses?
Can
Yes.
do that.
God. I need
They
to buy a
can-
Polish person.
They can into noses.
I don't know how to draw noses. I'm terrible at it.
I think that's the only part of the face that I can pretty much nail.
I'm envious of your skills.
Yes, me too.
I'm sure you could do the same if you had a nail gun.
Yes.
I have a nail and a hammer.
Just like a proto nail gun.
Yes,
So
it's a manual nail gun.
Exactly.
Can a nail gun be made out of mayonnaise? Can you do that?
No, mayonnaise is a gender.
Okay.
No, mayonnaise is an instrument. You should know that.
It's
It's
also
an
gender.
it's an instrument of the Xaverius and Astra.
It's an instrument of true gender expression.
Vive la revolution.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, it's not.
Maybe. If you really wanted to.
I don't think this
Any-
makes much sense.
Anything can be an
Like,
instrument if you are brave enough.
Supposed to make sense. God
Let's
damn it.
steal those.
Oh,
Anyways, I think we need a topic other than
nah.
YouTube being YouTube and.
Let's talk about our adventures.
Okay, so we should, try and pick something and talk about it extensively. So
Video
I think
games.
the easiest way, well, we did play some video at ArtrixCon, because, since Nightly didn't join us, I just decided to bring the Wii U. So instead of
Nightly is away. We can play
Yeah,
video games.
Nightly is not with us, so the seat that was supposed to hold Nightly, we're now just gonna stuff it with Wii U's. So we put all my Wii U's, all one of them, and we just play video. That's all we did at ArtrixCon. The end. Just
Yeah, at the
And I
moment we
brought the
got up, we
TV.
just set the TV up and we just played Mario Kart for like 8 hours at a time.
Yeah.
But
Then we went
every-
to like,
everyone
get
at the
up,
camping
have
was-
stretched and have
Mhm.
pee, and then we'd have another binge of 8 hours of Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, everyone at the campsite was just dumbfounded. We're like, okay, so let me get this straight. You guys came all the way from wherever you are, just to sit here and play Mario Kart all day long.
I
Yes.
see nothing wrong about that.
Oh, there's nothing better to do. We're in France.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can play, Mario Kart in France.
It was very exotic.
Love Mario
Exactly.
Kart.
This-
Unfortunately, Mario Kart's an awful game.
Yes, because you're very good at it.
Yes. That's why it's awful.
Yes.
It was
No,
completely
you get
trivial.
12 all the time. You were winning. You were.
Yes. Don't,
I
I got the
don't you
highest
know-
number all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
can be
you're
just glad
winning.
it's not banned in France.
I mean, I fucking sucked. Like, my number was super low all the time. Most of the time it was just single digits.
Mhm.
But
You
you,
kept getting them
Panboy,
ones
your
terrible
score was double digits almost
All
all
the
the time. Well, except for the few times when you actually, had single digits, and you were like, God fucking damn it.
Oh,
That was
there
already
was that
today.
there was that guy who went karting with a truck in France, and he also scored double digits.
Well, yeah, but he was doing it wrong because instead of focusing on his precision, he was kind of focusing on some other aspect of the game. So everyone's like, "Lol noob," but then he was already dead, so he wasn't able to hear the criticism.
Ah, well, he did that
I
wrong.
mean, his response
sure.
was basically like,
He rage quit.
"No, he just didn't say anything," and then he was shot by the French police. So
Yeah.
like.
He rage quit by running into a bullet.
Yeah, the French police was like on guard, and he was like, well, he didn't say anything because he was dead.
I don't suggest being shot by bullets. It's usually
No.
unhealthy.
Hmm.
Oh,
Usually, sometimes it's beneficial, but most of the time you don't want to do that.
duly noted.
Still the wrong French. Daisy
Uh-huh.
was being French.
I am Daisy. No, I am La Daisy.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
She's
Ha ha
female,
ha
of course.
ha ha, La Daisy.
Bonjour, je suis la Daisy.
Je m'appelle la Daisy.
Je m'appelle Daisy. Et je suis une princesse. Princesse du Sarasaland.
Ha 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 ha.
But did you play Hitman 6 while you were in France, Artrix?
No.
No, obviously I didn't.
Obviously you couldn't because it's not out yet, still.
Mm.
Well, it was supposed to be out yet by this autumn, but then Square Enix was like, actually there's been problems with putting all these 6 episodes on one disc. It is very complicated to put all these 6 episodes on one disc. So it has to wait until 2017. But good news, we have 2 new seasons waiting for you. And then everybody just look at Square Enix and never bought any game from them again.
They just collectively sighed and said, wow, video games are going to shit. Everyone in the industry is being shit. Why?
Yes, well, it's Square Enix. They have the reputation of taking a good game and then make it suck in extraordinary fashion. And I don't even mean Hitman's. Like, there's been Absolution and it sucks. But you have Tomb Raider, which had those stupid cards in that. And then you have Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. And you know what Deus Ex had? It had microtransactions.
In a
Up
Deus
to the
Ex
roof.
game? Why?
Yes, you could buy safe stuff and hack stuff and all these shit things.
But half of the challenge of a Deus Ex game is scavenging and only having barely enough stuff to survive the game.
Unless you buy it.
The point?
See, this is how Square Enix what it does. It's a pioneer in the industry. In the industry of fucking over people.
They're doing this a lot with games now. They're trivializing them if you pay, and it's sad and bad. And I don't know.
At least in Hitman, you don't have to pay. You just have to wait a month for the next mission. For the next year.
What's even the point in playing a game if you pay for cheats that basically amount to having God mode?
Well, See, it's for people with families who have no time to play games. At least that's how the official narrative goes.
These people apparently have time to watch TV.
Lots of
So-
it.
Outrageous
Oh,
amount of it.
That's always the funniest thing whenever like baby boomers like them kids are playing too much video like us baby boomers, and then you're like you're spending 8 hours a day watching fucking television.
Yes.
I like
Talking about
that
it,
ain't-
I have.
That ain't
I have-
counting.
And
One of you finish a sentence.
yes,
Do it now.
Artrix, finish your sentence.
I ain't wasting the time when which watching important things like the news, which is just just fucking propaganda most of the time.
Artrix, I have once seen an article from the 19th century complaining about how the young people do nothing but play chess all day.
Yep. And then the generation before that is like how the young generation is reading them books all day long, and the generation before is like how them kids are I don't know, working the fields too long, like they're going too much time farming. And then generation before is like the generation that's hunter gathering all the time. Like God fucking damn it. Just be like me and eat your goddamn berries or whatever.
Eat your goddamn rocks.
Yes. God rocks are good enough. You don't need them fancy meats.
And berries.
Newfangled meats.
I mean,
that
hell,
these
rocks
kids
basically
are-
look like berries anyway.
Exactly. Anyway, you're gonna say a thing, Xaverius.
I was?
I think you were. I don't know.
Yes, well, talking about games fucking over people. And I don't mean by splitting a game into 6 and then deciding they're not going to release it in the whole. Ark, the Minecraft with dinosaurs in 3D. Well, apparently they just released an expansion and it's paid.
Of course.
But the game is in alpha. So you are saying that this game that's supposedly in alpha now has an expansion. So that I suppose that means that the game is complete enough that you have time to make expansions, which means that we should probably treat the game as complete, and that should maybe have an influence on the ratings. And boy, it did. The ratings just exploded. And they
What
are
are the
not
ratings?
positive, if you catch my drift.
Were they very good ratings? Were people saying very good things about this very complete modern game?
Oh, obviously.
I sense a twinge of sarcasm.
Not at all. The fun thing about this is it's a modern survival game, and those games attract the worst kind of developers.
Yes, lazy ones who just dump content but don't make sure it works.
And
It's
they
like-
make a ton of DLCs in early access. How do you even? Why? No.
What even is an early access DLC? How does that even make sense?
Anyway, it's called a patch. That's what it is. That's what we used to call them back in the day.
It's like, yes, our game needs a bug fixing or maybe some slight content addition that we think would be useful. Let's just tag that in there for free.
Well, bug fixing. You don't need any dedicated bug fixing. Just let the players find it, and then if they whine long enough, maybe fix it.
But yes,
Maybe
that is
if you
pretty much
like
the
it.
best. The best option.
And that's why you have the early access.
And
then
that's why Windows 10 Windows don't do betas anymore. Supposedly.
But do they do early access? That's what they should do.
No. They just send everyone the operating system and say it's finished.
And then nothing works and crashes and deletes your family.
And then you are expected to send nice detailed crash reports.
And then they
Or-
crash.
Or you have a computer and it's got Windows 10 on it, and you just you go on vacation and you come back and you're like, okay, that happened, and then everything works just fine.
And
then Windows installs an update, which seems like just a routine update, like nothing special, and it just kills your internet for some reason.
you forgot the part when it freezes because it's downloading the update and it takes all the system resources for some reason.
No, it
And-
didn't.
and
It installed the
mouse not
update, and then I wasn't able to go on the internet anymore.
Well,
And I reverted
yes,
back to
but
to
the
previous
thing I'm
build of
talking about-
Windows, and it worked again. But
the thing I'm talking about is a thing that actually happened.
oh,
Not to me, thankfully, because I don't use 10, but it did happen to a person I know.
so their computer just completely froze up because it was installing updates.
Yes, every time there was an update, it would freeze.
Okay, that didn't quite happen to me, fortunately.
And
Uh,
and
but
it was like
Basically,
5
every
days.
time Windows installs updates on my computer, my mouse stops functioning properly, and I have to change its USB port a bunch of times before it will start working again.
Oh, obviously, you're on early access right now, Panboy, and you should wait for the DLC that fixes it.
Of course, that makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I'll just like be playing a video game, and then my mouse would just cease to respond for a couple of seconds every now and again. I'm like, oh yes, this is really, really conductive to the playing of my video game. The way
Yes.
everything doesn't work.
It enhances the experience. It makes it more difficult for you, so enjoy it more.
Yes, yes, that is my experience.
Also, about unfinished things, I don't think there's any kind of naming anymore. At
Why?
least, they tried to release it in early access and called it a beta, even though it wasn't a beta. It was basically prepared for release.
Hmm.
And then it released with the same kind of bugs all the people reported. Yeah, apparently it's all totally random. Nothing matters in regards on how you name your game build, because I have seen a pre-alpha game
Hmm.
with starships and 2 planets, and you could land on those planets and do planet stuff and build shit. I
Oh.
do not think that's pre-alpha. I think pre-alpha is like, okay, I ran this and it made a window and didn't crash.
Yes, pre-alpha games should basically be technical demos and proof of concepts.
So No Man's Sky.
Yes. So No Man's Sky is a good example of a pre-alpha game. There's apparently a plot or something in No Man's Sky.
Yes. Actually, I noticed the plot, and it went like this. I was playing one session, and I got from the planet, and then I closed the game because I was content with getting off the planet and finding a guy at the other planet. And then I logged in and talked to another guy, and suddenly the game quest text referenced some people that I never heard about, and I was very confused.
Well,
But
the
that-
game is frequently referencing people you've never heard of because you're supposed to be a lonely explorer who doesn't know where the
Yes.
fuck he is.
But it was talking about some people, like if you met those, or at least heard about those people, and I had not in the previous quest.
Well,
Oh,
Like I just went to a dude, and it literally was like, here's those schematics. So I took the schematics, and then quit the game, and then went back to another dude. I was like, okay, there's this guy and this other guy, and who are these people? I never heard about them. Why am I supposed to follow them? And what's this atlas? I have seen it at the start of the game and never since. What's going on?
But
That-
Xaverius, it's probably because you're one of those goober gators that are too uncultured to understand these very deep references to people of times past or whatever. At least that's what these indie developers probably will tell you.
So you're saying I should be a future kin to get this?
Yes, you should. Become it now. Do it. 1, 3, go.
Okay, okay, done.
Okay.
I just moved 1 second to the future.
Okay. So you're living one second in the future. What's it like?
It's very futuristic.
Okay. Do they have flying cars 1 second in the future?
Not yet.
Oh.
Well, technically they do, but no one really has them.
They're
Technically. So technically they are not cars.
No, they're how would you describe it? Turbofan helicopters.
Also, so Blue Sky,
Who?
Spy Guy.
Blue Spy guy.
Yeah.
Shy guy. Wow.
Wow.
See, here's the problem. No, I don't think any of us actually read the news this week.
No, we did. Actually, I've basically been,
I read news, but it was only local news about a guy who got drunk and then crashed 4 cars and then got his driving license again because he's the chief of the police.
Isn't it like every other Tuesday in Czech Republic? Like, that doesn't even sound like news.
So I decided I'd look at my international news page, and of course, the usual things are on it.
Cute bears and cuddly unicorns.
No, Hillary's being what's the word? Hillary Clinton is like being given a slap on the wrist for her war crimes, and a bunch of people in the Philippines got blown up.
Well, she has a vagina.
Yeah. So she's being excused for any wrongdoing, as usual.
Come on, the people with the vaginas cannot do evil. We know that.
It's true. I do notice.
Yeah, and if you disagree, you must be one of those goober gators you hear so much about.
Who don't even have vaginas.
Exactly, they don't even have vaginas. None of them. Not a single one of them. Like, there are absolutely no women in that movement whatsoever. They do not exist.
Oh my god, did you just
all-
insinuate only women can have vaginas?
That too. Wait, you're saying that there are women in that movement? Is that what you're saying? Because if that's true, I'm gonna be very confused.
That would go against the narrative.
Exactly. I'm scared.
Although
Oh, God.
I'm really not entirely sure where you're bringing up the notion of goober gators in the year of our Lord 2016.
I know, right? It's 2016.
Yeah, it's the
They're-
current year of our Lord.
Yeah, it's the current
Wow.
year. They've been defeated. We live in a glorious post-Gamergate world, in which Gamergate has been exterminated and they don't exist at all.
Yes, no.
Like,
I
none
have
of
seen
them
I have seen an article from some affiliate of Gawker, or it was an employee, and he said that Gamergate was the worst enemy.
was. See? They're in the
Yeah.
past. They don't exist anymore. They're all dead. They all died.
Oh wow! I just spotted a great news report.
Oh, God.
Donald Trump meets the Mexican president, and the Mexican president is all like, "Yeah, dude, you could totally build a border wall to stop illegal immigration."
I like this man.
Well, yeah, I actually did kind of catch up on this article, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like, yeah, I'm not exactly Trump's biggest fan, but hearing this and hearing whatever comes out of the Hillary camp, I can't help but say, good job, Trump. Like, he's actually doing politics.
Good job, Trump.
It's like you went to the country you're complaining about and had a talk with their president.
Yeah, and they had no real reason to listen to him. I mean, he isn't the president or anything, but he went there and he actually talked to the president, and it was about politics. And they actually agreed on shit. I mean, for all we know, he could have gone to Mexico. He got on this I don't know, SUV, on a boat, on an airplane. So he just crash lands in Mexico and goes up to the president's palace, and the president's like, fuck off. But it didn't happen. The president was like, sup, dude, let's have a coffee.
You do
Whatever
know
this-
that there's no space for politics in American politics, right?
What
Yes.
if the Mexicans actually want a wall because they want to be the workers who build the wall?
You know what they actually, suggested? They were like, hey, you all, instead of building a wall in the American-Mexican border, which is really, really huge, why don't we just build it Tiny little wall, just a tiny one on the South Mexican border. Like, I don't know. That sounds like a plan, I guess. I mean, you just
They should just grab the opportunity. Instead of building the wall on USA Mexican border, they're going to build it on Mexican USA border.
You mean the Mexican and South American border?
No,
I mean,
it's not going to be US to Mexico wall, but Mexico to US wall.
oh, so you mean a wall that extends all the way from Mexico up to the United States?
No, you didn't get it.
So
You don't get it.
no, I don't get it because
US to Mexico, like US Mexican border means that it's a wall
Mhm.
on US border that US builds against Mexico. And if you flip it and it's Mexico US border, it's wall that Mexico builds against USA.
But why would they do that?
Well, jobs.
So you're afraid that the Americans are gonna take Mexicans' jobs?
I am.
No.
Yeah.
I have no reason to be, but I
See,
am anyway.
they build a wall
Mm-hmm.
and then they initiate their secret plan and recall all the Mexicans from USA. And then USA will collapse because nobody will do those menial jobs.
They have
And-
no workforce anymore.
Exactly. And then the wall will protect Mexico from those Americans desperate to get into Mexico and kidnap Mexicans to do the jobs for them.
But that could
In-
actually, benefit the US because if all the Mexicans just left, and like the South Park episodes, all the Mexicans just GTF out of America, and then all the Tumblrites like, oh my god, I got this useless liberal arts degree, but now there are all these job openings, so I might as well. And then they discover, oh my god,
I think
capitalism works.
I think you just overestimated a liberal arts degree holder.
Yeah, they would probably still starve in a post Mexican exodus economy.
I see that they would write blogs on how racist it was of those Americans to not stop those Mexicans leaving.
Hmm. So yeah, they're basically sitting there,
You should have been
all
more
the
Mexican.
all
So
the
they
yeah, America should have more Mexicans, so we don't have to do these shitty jobs. Like,
actually no, America should be more Mexican, so those Mexicans would feel at home and not leave.
so they're like, ugh, my parents make me work this menial job, and I'm actually making money for myself. But we should be nice to the Mexicans, so they actually would be enticed to come over and work for us. Like, ugh. Getting out of bed every morning at 6 in the morning and then having to walk to the fields and do hard manual labor, then getting a paycheck, that's so patriarchal.
What is work?
Exactly.
I don't know.
So, I mean, how do they expect me to pay off my huge student loan by working this menial job where I actually produce goods and services that people actually benefit from? Instead
Nobody benefits from work. What are you, a Marxist?
Yes. I'm the Marxistiest of Marxists. I'm more Marxist than Marxist himself. That's right. Right here on Radio Rothingham, I'm claiming it. Like Marxist, he was just a fucking noob. I'm the true Marxist.
I'm the true Marxist here.
I don't think Artrix even knows what words he's saying now.
I know. I'm just
they
going
sound very
on with
nice.
it right now.
They are nice words. Tremendous words.
If Marx were alive right now, it'd be like, Artrix, you're more of a Marx than I am. Because
But then there would be a Marx struggle.
that would be true. That would be true because I actually have work.
You
I
would
can
create
make
it
a living for
a
myself, and Marx would be like, oh my god, you actually make money by exchanging goods or services, and here I am just being a useless shit and just living out of my daddy's welfare money.
Actually, it was his maybe gay friend. Or whatever. You would create a new class of Marx, and then there will be class Marx struggle.
Yes.
But the entire point of Marxism is to destroy the class struggle.
Yeah,
Make it
just
disappear.
creating problems.
I will continue to create problems forever.
And then Marxist
Good
was
idea.
pissed that Marxist Artrix, so it's more Marxist than Marx.
Marx tricks.
Yes. A completely out-Marxist Marx. Then Marx was like, you all may.
I begin to think you might not actually know what you're talking about.
I know, I'm just creating the most nonsensical
I
scenario
know
for MC.
exactly what he's not talking about.
Yes. And I quite do know what, Marx is all about.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Which
Yes,
is eating
about-
delicious pies and berries among the burning barrels of the post-apocalyptic streets of the future.
So Detroit, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Good,
I mean,
good.
I'm pretty sure, if you could transport Marx to the future and bring to Detroit, he would be very proud. Be like, yes, this is good. This is my ideal city.
I'm pretty sure Detroit is a failure of capitalism.
Yes, which is why he would approve of it.
Oh, but it's
I'm
not
Pretty
communist.
sure there was more news this week, but I don't remember any more news.
Let's
Wow.
look at the
the-
finery that is the internet.
I guess No Man's Sky has now 60% negative reviews.
Well, here's the thing about No Man's Sky. I think
It is no sky and it has no man in it.
I don't know if people really knew. Well, I think this was intentional by the developers, but I don't think people had any idea what the game was supposed to be.
That was very intentional. It built hype. To
Yeah.
develop the what was he? Is he like a lead developer? The man with the beard.
Mm-hmm.
He was making all these promises
Yeah.
and was extremely vague. And then he probably lied to Sony too.
Yeah.
Because of, there's been multiplayer on the box, and then they issued a sticker. So there was no multiplayer on the box anymore.
That is pretty hilarious.
Good job.
Like they made the game so big, they figured, you know what, we're gonna just say it's multiplayer, but if no one's ever gonna find out, no one will ever see each other. There's 18 quintillion planets or something. Like, what are the chances that someone will find someone else in that?
It's 1/1,000,000th of a percent. And then on the first day,
It's like, oh wait, people won't actually leave this down to chance. They will look at the galaxy map and find a named planet, and they will fly there.
and then somebody was like, "Hey, developer Beard Man, we didn't meet each other." And I was like, "Oh my god, it's so fantastic! There's so many of you plays this game that you met each other already." And they were like, "Yeah, but we can see each other." And I was like, "It's so fantastic that you met each other." That
Although
message didn't seem to, get through.
Developers today, they're retarded.
Also, there was that brief moment where Steam and Origin and who else decided to issue refunds no matter how long you played No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently so many people refunded it that they closed those refunds. Which was pretty funny.
The keck of tops.
Yes. What did you want to say, Panboy?
I can't recall.
Oh my god.
Because I
Also,
started doing something.
we're about 1 hour in, and we haven't forced Astra to talk about a topic yet. So I guess.
Yeah,
is
we should
about
force
it.
her.
Yes. So.
This is a verbal rape, Astra.
Yes.
Back off.
Yeah. So for Xaverius, go ahead and announce the thing.
I forgot how the announcing thing goes. It's been 2 weeks.
It's the Astra time with the Astra.
Oh. It's the Astra time with Astra.
There we go. So yeah,
No.
this week's
Yes.
Xaverius with Astra is obviously gonna be something related to ArtrixCon 2016, since she did spend 2 weeks.
Hold on. Oh yeah, the HP source.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, apparently, when I went to Asda to going around, do a bit of quick shopping before going into the Le France. I asked Le France. I asked, hey, does anyone want anything imported? I can do that right now because I'm in Asda. And Artrix was like, hey, do you have any brown sauce? We don't really see this in the Netherlands. I'm like, okay, I can get you brown sauce. That's no problem. I've got a teeny tiny little bottle of HP sauce. I was like, yeah, okay, wrapped it up quite nicely so it wouldn't explode in my bag.
HP sauce. This is made of Harry Potter.
Yes.
It is. That's true.
Oh god.
You wizard. Anyway,
Gladium Leviosa.
yes. It's
Leviosa.
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Leviosa.
Yes. Took it over. Like, yeah, it's really good on bacon and sausages. Try that shit. And Back was like, it is too spicy. It's sweet. Like, yeah, no. Oh, really? No. Nuts. And Artrix, like, looking at the back of all the ingredients, he's noticed this fine print. He says, made in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this bronze sauce that Astra imported all the way from the UK was actually manufactured in the Netherlands.
Artrix had tears in his eyes.
Yes,
Looked
because
3,000 yards there and whispered, I'm home.
well, it is a marvel of Dutch industry. That's very true. Dutch industry, fuck yeah.
So it's exported to the UK, be imported it back.
Yes.
Shoot back.
I could have my glorious bronze sauce from the UK that was manufactured in the Netherlands. And that's why the EU is so great, I guess.
Except Britain's not in EU.
It also had the
doesn't
Queen's
matter.
seal of official branded shit from England. It had the Queen's seal on it, so it's like official England product made in the Netherlands.
Yeah, which is why the Brexit doesn't mean jack shit, because yes, you are technically independent, but the Dutch will still make your bronze sauce.
They took our sauce.
You'll never be free from
No.
the tyranny that's Dutch manufacturing.
A great British product. HP brown sauce.
Made
Made
by
in Holland.
Heinz, Netherlands. Yes. It's freaking great.
Yeah.
But then again, almost anything we ate during ArtrixCon, or at least all the comments that we ate, almost any food product that we purchased and ate was in one way or another related to Unilever. So, you go to this French Le Store, so you go to Le Supermarché, you're like, let's buy Le Fromage. So you get back to the camping.
You didn't go to Fromagerie to get your fromage?
No, we went to the Supermarché.
No,
Or
maybe.
more specifically,
Maybe.
most of the time we just went to this store called Match, which which in a matter of days became our go-to supermarket. Like we were in France for 2 or 3 days, and we already had loyalty to this one chain of supermarkets. I mean, if we were there for a month, we would be completely integrated into French society at that point. Like, yeah, we got our preferred supermarket, we got our preferred insurance company, our preferred bank. We
Our
probably
preferred
have
friends.
French car insurance at one point. Probably would have even gotten a French mortgage. Like, bonjour,
friends.
get me le mortgage. And like,
Mortgage for the tent.
Yes, and they're like, here's the mortgage.
Vintage
Here's
one.
the euros.
And we just walked around the entire time saying omelette du fromage.
Yep.
And it was perfectly normal.
Yep.
Well,
You know,
It's
we
actually
went
all
into the
fromage.
pastry store and we're like, omelette du fromage. And then they gave us these delicious pastries.
Hmm They knew exactly what we wanted.
Yep.
Every time we said omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage. Here,
fromage.
you wanted a
Camping is
big
like-
chunk of fromage.
the
Yes.
camping is like, here, have, 50% discount on your bill because you said the secret word. Omelette du fromage.
It's the only important French, and it's not even a proper sentence.
It
Yeah.
isn't. That's the best thing about that episode. It's not proper French. It was freaking great.
Well, you know what's also great?
French.
Great Britain.
No. It's
Well.
it's the process that you use to make cheese a bit smaller.
Make cheese smaller? Why would you?
I don't
Want it
know.
to be big.
But how do you make cheese bigger? You don't.
With a ray gun.
Well, you know what we also did? It's not related to cheese, but this related to France. So we decided to go to the
No such thing.
to Alsace Vine Trail, which was supposedly super amazing, but in reality it was just super.
Right.
Wine
Wine
boring.
trail. Wine trail is that like where you go and buy wine in supermarkets and leave the bottles behind you?
That's exactly what we did. We went to this trail and we expected to get into this town, to this little winery, and just go in there and just buy this wine.
Sample wines, get like a completely shit-faced out.
Yep.
Well, that
Just
was the
drink.
plan. But
It was the plan.
But then we got there and all the stores are closed, and we're like, okay, I guess we'll just sort of drive through the villages. And we did that for the next 3
Le
hours.
Maire.
And then
The thing is that every time we did go out to the villages, they were always closed because we
Yes.
went out like 11:30, half an hour drive. It's lunchtime.
Or-
2 hours.
or we
Yeah.
went out on a Tuesday.
yes, apparently going out on Tuesday in France is a big no-no. We learned this the hard way. So imagine this. We arrived in France, right?
Uh-huh.
So we were there and we just walking around. Except it was on a Monday, but still. So we were
Yeah.
there.
I'm confused
we
now.
We just arrived. We're like, you know what? We just set up the camp and everything. We're all tired and we just had a long trip. So you know what? Let's celebrate the start of Artrix by going into town and having ourselves a drink. So we went into the downtown Niederbronn, and the first bar we saw was closed on a Monday night at like
That's terrible.
2100 hours.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even really late at night. It was just sort of, evening-ish. And they were closed. But okay, it's a Monday night. I'm sure there's something else open.
I'm sure there's an explanation for this.
Well, yeah, it's
But the
France.
thing is, there wasn't. It was just closed.
Everything was fucking closed.
Everything.
Except for this one hotel. So we went into this hotel and all the guys were just staring at us like they were like, we don't accept your kind around here. Except it would be, speaking French. So they were probably like, we not accept you in around here. Whatever. Just
Sounds
put a lot
perfectly
of
French.
le's. Yeah. That was perfectly normal French sentence. But eventually the hotel staff was like, oh, well, these are basically walking sacks of money, so yeah, of course we'll sell them beer.
Sex of money.
Dude.
Saxons of money?
Yes. Many.
Saxophones,
Sax-
money.
Oh, that too.
Saxophones, sax, all the things.
Saxophone.
But the funny thing is, on the very last day, long after Beck and Astra left for their respective...
The other side.
Yeah, the other side of the Europe, which was like just less than 200 kilometers to the east.
Wilderness.
Yeah, basically that. Panboy and I went back to the exact same bar And
As
then
you
it
should.
turns out they were actually the only bar in all of Niederbronn. Because we
It
went
was
to this other
literally the only
restaurant.
goddamn place open.
Yes. Because we went to this other restaurant, so we're like, okay, serve us a beer. And they're like, you need to buy food.
The food.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was an
Really?
actual, restaurant.
Okay.
Nom, nom,
So you
here
went to
we
another
were-
bar then?
So here we were, we're like, hey, we're willing to give you money. And they're like, no.
None.
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 We will not accept your
None.
peasant money. Go somewhere else. And they're like, okay.
I'm going somewhere else right now. I'm
That was-
exiting your shop.
That was very awkward though. We were sitting there like, okay. We were hushed from the
So
terrace.
you were you like shooed out because you wanted to buy beer, not food?
Yes.
Exactly.
Honestly, that's not unique to France. I don't know why Artrix was so surprised by this.
I'd be surprised. Like, what the fuck? I'm
It-
giving you money for your services.
It's
Give
because
me a
Artrix.
booze.
It's because Artrix is a Netherlands.
But yeah, I suppose there are more places that do it, but this doesn't really seem to be the kind of place where they would exclusively serve food.
We are not that
Yeah,
kind
no,
of place.
it was like had a nice outdoor terrace,
Yeah,
and there was
exactly.
people eating and drinking. You think, oh, this is kind of like this looks like a little pub. I was like, nope.
It's
Nope.
not.
We are, a steamed establishment. We are the fancy.
Was that the
fuck up.
place that we went to on the corner and then they said no, we're closed?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was
Oh, that
exactly
place.
that.
Yeah, they look a bit snobby to me.
Like
Well,
you don't
apparently
look
they were
French.
even more snobby than that.
Oh wow.
Like when they sent us away, it was like, yeah, we're closing, and I was like, okay, fair enough, you're closing. That makes sense. But this
Right,
time
right.
we were well within opening hours. All we wanted was like one beer, and they were like, no, go away.
Fuck off.
Le
you look
fuck
French.
off.
You get low zero beers.
Yes. Then we went to this other place and actually served there, but yeah. Also, for some reason, it took them The first serving was like within a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Second serving took them 4 billion hours for some reason.
Yeah, like that other place we went to
He
in
deliberately
Little
forgot about.
France, mini France.
But yeah, that's what I was talking about. So
You went to the big France to go to the mini France.
Yeah.
so we went there, we sat down, and this guy was probably like, "Ooh, free money." So he went up to us, like, "What do you want?" Like, "Okay, just give us a beer from the tab," and well, he served us right away. Then we were up for another one, and we just sat there and waited. And then we started to talk like, what's up with this place? Why aren't we being served? Like, okay, usually this is starting to take kind of long. I think it took them a solid 15 minutes to serve us 2 lousy beers.
Yeah, he'd forgotten we were there. He'd forgotten our order.
Or whoever was supposed to, bring the order.
That happened to me recently.
Wow.
But that establishment apparently had a wedding or a funeral, one of those things.
That's really shitty service. And again, I don't really. I'm not used to that kind of custom where you go into a pub and they come to you. It's usually the other way around.
Oh, they
Yeah,
do
the-
both in most Irish pubs.
Well,
Especially
unless you go to like a restaurant type pub, then yeah, I expect them to come to me or to a table kind of thing. But if you're like in a traditional pub and you just sit at the bar or at the table and then you go to the bar,
I also
want-
expect them to come to me. It would be really weird if they came on me.
That's true. Getting into weird territory there.
Yes,
oh my.
dude.
And that's why you have to pay attention to which establishment exactly you are going.
Mm-hmm. Some of them are more kinky than others.
Yeah, like that time that Artrix parked up in the red light district, remember?
Yeah, in
Remember that-
Karlsruhe, yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm Dutch. It's normal to me. I'm like, okay, well, this is a nice, point of reference. Red light district. That feels comfy.
Yeah, sure, feels comfy.
I'm like, yeah, this is.
Awkward.
Oh, not really. I'm like, okay, that's the red light district. It's very, recognizable. You can't really miss it. It's like
I know this place from home.
Exactly. This looks just like the red light district over at Rotterdam. To be perfectly honest, I don't really know where the red light district in Rotterdam is. Apparently, there is one.
In Rotterdam, I would bet you.
I would, say that, but
And
honestly, one
Artrix
time,
was,
Oh, you
Artrix,
don't.
yeah, Artrix was all like, this looks like my neighborhood.
well, no.
Nice. It's got a gardeny, grassy patch outside his flat. And
Obviously.
Don't be silly. Rotterdam doesn't have nowhere near as many road works and other public works than Karlsruhe. Like the entire place was just one big construction work.
it was.
Like everything was being renovated in one way or another.
Even the
the
water
people-
mains were being renovated. For fuck's sake, that giant water mains above us. It was
Yes.
blue.
They were like, yeah, we gotta divert this sewer somehow. Just, above
No,
the
that
ground
but the
there.
sewer, that was their drinking water.
To be perfectly fair, they do the same shit in Rotterdam. It's not really that unique to Germany, but yeah.
I've never seen an elevated water main. They kind of have to be underground to have pressure.
Except
Well-
when they're doing roadworks, then they
Then they need to
divert
pump it, and that would cost a fortune.
yes. So they only do it for a very short amount of time.
That looked that shit looked like it had been there for decades.
It looked permanent to me.
It was probably from the Roman era.
But that's because you're British. In Germany, that's normal.
It's
Yeah, like-
normal
yeah.
for city works to take decades.
Yeah.
No, it's normal to do it in a matter of days. This is
But-
Germany we're talking about. They were getting
That's
it.
the
They look.
that's the opposite of
It's mid-August, and in only a matter of days, the new arbeidsseason will start. So they
Those-
need to make sure that the entire city is ready to take care of all
Dude,
the
Artrix-
commuting
Artrix,
Germans.
what are you
Some of
talking
that
about?
scaffolding had battle scars from the First World War on it.
What are you talking about? I mean, the Oktoberfest started already. We went through that park and a load of beer wagons setting up. It started already.
I
Yeah,
don't think that was-
they were having a sort of pre-Oktoberfest in Karlsruhe for some reason.
Actually, that was some part of a
It was a
carnival
drill.
or a festival of some sort. It must have been the musical festival.
It was near.
It was a
uni-
drill Oktoberfest.
It was near universities. Of course, there was going to be some sort of festival.
And we didn't stay for it.
No, because it wasn't going to start until like September. Or
Right,
whatever.
right.
Okay,
Oh,
maybe
oh.
not September. That weekend.
This
They-
year.
We're just in the process of setting it up. It was not going to start
Aw.
anytime soon.
You sure?
Very sure of that. I'm
No.
pretty sure
Literally
I've-
starting 15 minutes from the moment we left.
Yes.
I wanted to try some Astra beer.
Just import it, or better yet, just go to your local Polish shop. Pretty sure you guys have those around with, Oh, no, actually not. Because,
Where else would they buy all those Polish people?
Yeah, but, since the Brexit happened, all the Polish people are gone. They don't exist anymore. The moment that the vote came through,
Right.
they just vanished into thin air. So obviously
Right.
there's no longer any Polish people in
It
the
was
UK.
popped all of a sudden out of existence. Pop,
Yeah.
pop, 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 pop.
You got this Polish guy completely integrated into British life. He's like, you will, May. Got some money, May, but then he just pops. It's like,
Yeah,
"Oi,
pops
I'm
back into
disappearing."
England.
Yep. He's
Plop.
going back to
It's like a
Poland.
plop exchange. Plop for Polish person for British person.
Hmm.
Plop plop.
So it works, right?
Yeah.
Makes all the senses.
None of this sounds like complete and utter nonsense.
It's
None of it.
all fucking nonsense. It's the best kind of nonsense.
I wasn't even listening.
That's how great it
What
is.
else?
I think
What
our
else
podcast
happened?
is less focused this week than normal.
Mhm,
Well, it
Oh.
was pretty not focused the last time.
mhm.
True.
Yeah.
And we're
We
all
could have had
kinda
it
getting-
live.
We're all sort of getting into the
Right.
hang of it, I suppose.
We could have it live and like a shitty background of the French people yelling.
The
Like,
background
domestic-
radiation.
Yeah. It's like the last few days of the camping. It's just French domestic yelling, shouting, and then kids screaming. Actually, no, that was happening throughout the camping. I hate
We
it.
were at a
Screaming
campsite. Astra.
kids.
That,
I know, it's like screaming kids and dogs. Like, I'm a dog from the village.
I was actually surprised that it got to you so much.
Well, I
Because
will be
I'm-
pretty
Most
impressed
of the
if
time,
I
I was
meet
exaggerating me being
Yes.
pissed off. You know that.
Asta.
Yes.
If I met a dog that was screaming, I'm a dog, I will be pretty impressed.
Yes, me too. I would probably, try to coax it into signing contract to be my personal dog talent dog, but then the government would be like, no, you can't ever live binding contract with a dog. That'd be silly. And I'm like,
He's a person
man.
now.
No. Only companies can be persons. Don't you
Ah.
remember?
Only
But that's why
companies can be
that's why Doge lives matter, I guess.
Indeed.
What? But do company lives matter?
No.
Companies doesn't matter.
We're now talk time.
Incorporated lives matter too.
In cinemas now.
Limited trading lives matter.
Are we now going to go through all the forms of corporations that you can have in the Anglophone?
Semi-private lives matter.
Foods.
That's Panboy showing off his Guinness to
Yes.
the entire internet.
His gays?
Yeah.
German piss beer that he imported.
No, he
No.
didn't. That was distinctly the sound of Guinness.
See, Guinness isn't horrible.
I actually managed to, drink this entire can and not die from some horrible disease. So good job.
Apparently,
we can hear you slowing. You've had more than one.
there is this
Astra,
developer.
were you not at the campsite at the same
No.
time of us?
I wasn't mentally. I was like half there. I told you, it's like being half asleep
at all times.
at all times. It was horrible. It was weird. Like half of me wasn't there, kind of thing.
It's called being on drugs.
Yes, we were all high. It was making up for Nightly not being there.
Like height and tall.
Well,
like,
we did have to, account for Nightly not being there. It wasn't just about, being one person short for doing the dishes and whatnot.
No.
But we also had to
It
We
was
had to
one
like
person-
drink for him, to eat
was-
for him.
one
Yep.
person short for doing drugs.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
so we had to
also,
do all the drugs.
yeah, I had to do the Dutch for 2 people. So yeah, that was,
So, apparently, there's been a developer. Huh. And the developer made some game I don't even know about. It's called God Eater 2. I guess it's a game where you eat gods. And then they banned alleged owner of such a game because the owner was criticizing the anti-pirate protection.
Well, that's just stupid.
It's a very reasonable reaction, and this developer was completely rightful in doing that, obviously.
I agree. Why could I possibly disagree with such a sentiment?
yes.
I couldn't, obviously.
Anyway, I think this drawing is about done, and we've been recording for about
Ah.
1.5
Day of-
hours.
You might want to
Okay.
edit this podcast and just like delete 99% of it because it was crap.
Panboy.
But
This is Artrix.
It
Mhm.
is Radio Rothingham.
The
True.
that's your excuse. Like
Oh.
the height of Artrix's editorial efforts is actually uploading the video on YouTube.
Yes, that's very true. You're catching up.
And he's gonna be using YouTube's editing tools. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not even using the editing tools. Just uploading it and hoping for the best.
No.
Well,
I do use the YouTube editing tool to cut off like the first minute or so.
Because that helps.
Yes, because
It's
For
cut
some-
off
for
cut off
some
the
reason-
first hour. You
for
say?
some reason,
Yeah.
the new version of OBS doesn't actually start recording the moment you press record.
Oh.
So you have like like a minute of limbo where you think you're recording but you're not.
How low can you go?
And
How
there's
low
also
can you go?
giant spiders everywhere.
Yes. Those are particularly annoying. All
Well,
I want is a world without giant spiders. But I guess I can't have that.
Gross.
damn it,
yeah, gross. How dare you have this gross world without giant spiders?
I've accidentally strip mined all the copper.
Good job. Do I win a prize now?
You have
Yeah.
copper.
Copper.
For strip mining my copper? No.
Fanboy, what game are you playing?
Factorio.
Minecraft.
There's no Minecraft in copper. I mean the other way around.
I'm playing a game called Factorio as a
Yes, I know this. I know this. I was just responding to Astra.
Wow, if you're playing the Feed the Beast version, you can get copper.
You can get copper.
Copper.
Don't be such a spurg,
Papa.
Astra.
What?
Don't be a spurg.
Yes. Don't be me, Astra.
Don't be
you-
Astra.
Astra.
Do it now.
Okay.
Don't research it.
Okay, I'm being me now.
Ah, there
Good
is
job.
some.
Have you been drinking?
No.
You've
Well,
been you have
Astra,
been
you-
talking a lot this episode.
You should
Good
drink
job.
something,
You
Astra.
didn't
You
even
need to-
need an Astra time with the Astra this time. You just
No, I was silent for a lot of the time.
This whole time, it's been Astra time with Astra.
yes.
Ta-da.
Anyway, you've been listening to
Anyway,
the very mediocre and whatever episode of Radio Rothingham, even more whatever than usual, but
that's
whatever.
what Artrix wants you to think.
Yes, it was actually the best episode we ever done.
I don't agree.
I
Totally.
agree.
We even
partially.
have Panboy using reverse psychology to trick you into thinking it was,
Yeah,
another good
he
episode.
almost tricked himself into thinking.
Exactly.
This episode has been subpar at worst.
Exactly.
I mean, at best.
Anyway, like, subscribe, whatever.
Yes.
See you guys next week. Maybe.
Don't do any of those things.
Yeah, he lies.
Actually, I have a
Everybody
few things
lies.
coming up this week, so I'm not sure if I'm able to do this on Friday, but we'll manage. Maybe.
Could have done it last Friday or the Friday before that.
Me?
Yeah.
We were too busy having fun.
We got
We were-
more fun doing the podcast.
Disagree.
Okay. Well, okay, you heard it. No more Artrix cons. We should just do the podcast forever and
Yes.
ever.
And get all the cents. Maybe like in 70 years we might have a euro.
Yes.
My god.
And you have to
Imagine
split
all the
between
things
four of
that
us.
you could imagine.
25 cents.
Astra.
Oh yeah.
Asta, imagine all the things you could buy for a whole euro in the post-apocalyptic future.
Don't you mean all
Nothing,
the
because in the post-apocalyptic future, people would be like, what can I do with this circular disc-shaped thing? You're like,
Obviously,
can
it's an artifact of the past religion of the mighty gods.
Yes. But then they're like, does it burn? Can I use it as fuel? And you're like, no.
Yes.
No, you cannot. It does not burn, which is a proof of its divinity. Hey, now give me money for it.
Yes. Because money is a thing in the post-apocalyptic future.
Well, it is. It was a thing in the Middle Ages. Why wouldn't it be a thing in the post-apocalyptic future? I mean, you can't get worse than Middle Ages.
I think you guys don't quite understand what the word apocalypse means.
Well, it's like this podcast and how it's ending in the post-apocalyptic future.
It means something almost as bad as the Middle Ages.
I thought it was just a giant mutant with all the powers.
The podcast dies now.
A giant Nietzsche?